Hey folks, welcome back here to Dynamic Discs as we bring you the final round of what has been the biggest disc golf tournament thus far out in Mexico. We're out at Cocoyoc and we're about to hit our front nine with our lead card. I am Dustin, and once again I am joined by Fabián. And while we have a couple of familiar faces from feature card and lead card second round, we have a couple of new ones as well.
Yes, in this card we are joined by René. René, who's been playing disc golf since the 90s. He has a 4-digit PDGA number, and he's the most experienced disc golf player out of this card, I can tell you that. Awesome.
Well, we're getting back to hole one here. A par 3, 312 feet. You can see there's a Mando there that forces you to the right to play more of a tunnel shot. And of course, with this being on a golf course, you have a couple of hazards and a ball golf green that will serve as out of bounds hazard.
If someone wonders, that hole right there, the football golf, and it plays, yes, casual relief you get in there.
But it looks really cool if you do.
Okay.
As I believe this round was played the same day as round two, so players pulling double duty today, as that is going to miss the Mando by quite a lot.
Yeah, that's how we play the hole.
I think you'll remember Diego. He was actually on the feature card. He's battled his way back. I believe he shot the hot round of round two, and actually, as you can see, put himself just one stroke behind the leader. So he did some great work from chase card.
Oh, barely.
Just makes it. But, oh no, he's found that. So, not sure, pick your poison on that one, I guess. As we've had Juan every round. He's been consistent.
I think he's the only player who's been there the 3 rounds.
I believe you're correct. Josh, who we had in the previous round.
I think he was going for a layup before the green.
Now we have René.
Yep. He plays with really understable plastic, and he knows how to throw.
He does. That is potentially the CTP. So yeah, essentially if you miss the Mando, you just kind of play right next to it. Oh, what a bid from Josh. He's hit a couple of long ones on the second round, so he's definitely known for having some good putting accuracy from distance.
That looked like a layup from Juan. In this round, we have volunteers with the quiet sign up. So you're going to see the gallery gathering at the end of this. Ooh. At the end of this round, people that stop playing on the other divisions will join us for the gallery. So there you go, Diego.
Immediately ties the leader there with that.
Well, you're right.
And actually now we'll have the solo lead as Alejandro takes bogey.
That's correct.
So a very quick lead change here on the opening hole of our final round.
Yeah,
I'm sure as close as these scores are, we're going to be seeing a lot of back and forth.
That hole looked pretty simple, but it's the second hardest hole in the course today.
We now get into hole number 2. You can see our drone following pretty much the intended line. A little bit more distance here at just under 380 feet. Again, you got a couple of hazards and a golf green to worry about as far as OB and hazard goes. But outside of that, pretty straightforward.
Yeah, the mistake here would be to late release your disc and hit that tree that's right in front of you. Other than that, if you go to the left, it's not too much of a danger.
After taking the lead, he'll also take the box. Diego, who is probably one of the more powerful throwers on this card, as you can see.
Did you see how he plays that ground? He does that like with his putters, with his drivers.
That's one of the things about playing disc golf on a golf course like this is that, I mean, the fairways and greens are fast. You're going to get a lot of ground action and use that to your advantage, or it's something that you also have to kind of consider when you're trying to land softly.
And we saw René on the previous throw, and he went for a placement shot. He knows he won't reach that basket, and that's something you will see a lot from René. He's a really smart player.
Something that anyone can learn from. You know, if you don't quite have the distance, don't force it. Just make sure that you're not taking a big number. Keep yourself in the mix and live the fight on another hole.
We see Juan changing disc for this round. He went with the flow in the previous rounds, and he went for this one with a Raider. I don't know what happened there. Probably the wind pickup.
Look at this shot. Man, that is so well done.
Will be a judge approach from René.
And pretty much played the hole exactly how we planned. Just, you know, lay up, get your par.
Oh, that was just in line. Perfect. Almost knocked it in for the birdie.
A little high there from Juan as well, who's hit a couple of big putts in the previous round. Had an eagle even in second round.
Diego making 2 out of 2 on round 3.
Yeah, taking the lead and looking to build it as quickly as he can. Rest of our card just kind of tap out for pars, and again, René kind of just playing this exactly how he wanted to. If he can land the putt, he's all good. Just a little low, a little uncommitted.
That's pretty uncharacteristic from René. That's his strength. Short holes.
Indeed, as we get into hole 3. Similar distance to the previous hole. Similar things to worry about with these hazards in the OB golf green. And also a couple of trees and such that you have to think about as well here as you try to come in for a putt.
That flags right there are not OB for this shot. There are OB for hole 15, so do not get confused if you see the disc cross or not cross this flags.
Yeah, again, we were kind of talking about this in previous rounds, but there is only currently 9 baskets on this course, and so you play each basket twice from a different tee location. And that's how we get the full 18, but there are certainly plans to expand this course into a full 18 with, you know, full 18 proper course baskets and also make more use of the property, I believe you were telling me here at Cocoyoc.
That's correct. We'll keep you posted on that. Follow us on social media on DynamicDiscs, and you'll hear from of it.
Yeah, it's just another story of how we're seeing the sport of disc golf really expand internationally. I know that Dynamic actually did help out with the Paul Macbeth Foundation on kind of expanding a course overseas. And so I know that there's been a big push to try to, you know, get disc golf out there. Well, he's able to slide off of that golf green and avoid any issue. So no one really in prime position to attack for birdie, but definitely lots of opportunities to at least grab par here, maybe hit a long one.
Yeah, we made many changes of this course compared to last year. Last year, this course played really, really easy. We had a lot of par 4s that were actually just par 3s, and we changed all of that just to give you a perspective of the changes. Ooh, last year, my brother, the day he stepped in the course, he set the course record with a 15 under. So we said, we need to change something. So this year, we made it difficult for the players, and that raises up the quality and the level of the disc golf scene in Mexico.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere, and it's going to develop over time, and certainly a nice, slow progress that we've seen here, and we'll see more in the future. As we did see Josh actually grabbing, I believe, the solo birdie on this hole. Everyone else kind of just tapping in their pars and moving on here to hole 4, which is a par 3 at 280 feet. Again, you do have that golf green and hazard that can cause you some problems. And this is also an island green with these flags.
Yeah, that circle around the basket, it's with the whiskers, is 38 feet. That's the island, and if you don't make it, you go to a drop zone.
Basically just a little bit bigger than circle 1. So a pretty tight island to hit.
We saw him make the same pull on the previous round, and I think this time he remains in bounds.
Indeed. Settle down here from Diego. He's definitely juiced it. And yeah, that is going to find the backside of the island and OB.
And that's why you throw a putter. He threw a putter, but I think a lot of air got in under the disc in the shot.
That one is going to skate up right where it needs to be. Really well done.
Juan Oloarte one more time with that justice. You'll see a crank to the right. Yep. Apparently he did again.
Yeah, the justice, of course, being a very overstable disc. And he hits the line perfectly to put himself in circle 1 for birdie.
And I can probably assure you that for René, this was probably in his mind the first opportunity he had for birdie. And so far he's committing to his plan, even though he missed the putt in the previous 2 holes ago. This is his plan. Pretty sure of that.
I certainly gave himself a circle 1 chance there, as we see Diego from the drop zone just kind of giving it a chance, but is going to settle for bogey here.
And I think I mentioned on the round 1 that Diego is from San Diego. No, Diego is from Huntington Beach, as well as Raul.
Look at René hitting a nice birdie there.
That's the putt we're used to see from René in the Mexico disc golf scene.
Just a touch high there from Josh, so he'll have to settle for par.
And Josh missing the opportunity to shrink that lead that Diego has over him, and Alejandro connecting, getting closer to Diego now.
Yeah, it's going to tie things up more than likely. As Diego, I believe, has a bogey putt here that should be pretty easy to make, so he's not going to lose too much ground. He'll be tied up now. And
Yeah,
Juan is really only 1 stroke behind, so I mean, it's definitely a tight race for the top here.
Yes, getting exciting. That's what you like to see.
Indeed, as we get to hole 5, par 3, just under 360 feet. Pretty much a dead straight shot, though there is OB lining both sides of the fairway that you have to consider. You also need to make sure you don't come up short, otherwise you might find that golf green and hazard.
We're going to see Alejandro one more time with that sorcerer. He's loving that disc, and he makes the flip up hyzer. You don't see it here in the coverage, but there's always headwind on this hole, so that's why people can commit to that flip up hyzer line.
Of course, the sorcerer, not like a super popular mold, but it's kind of West Side's version of a raider.
Not loving that. And, it's definitely not a birdie opportunity, but he's safe.
Yeah, there's a little bit more space on that left-hand side. You bail out early. Like you said, really takes birdie out of the equation. Oh, no. René going to find that hazard.
Wow.
Likely bogey now.
This is looking like the pure line.
I mean, that is parked. What a shot. Definitely going to take a look at this one again here from Josh. It's perfect turn on this. Pans out at just the right time. Really good angle control.
Yep, he definitely earned this light line that we have for him.
And Diego has plenty of power to reach this pin as well. But not really get the flip on that. René trying to give it a slight chance from the hazard to save par, but we'll settle for bogey here.
Nope. We saw him last round almost connecting for this birdie for same distance, but not this time.
Diego, just a touch low. Almost hit one from length.
Ooh.
That could have given them the lead back. No real commitment there, it felt like.
Yes. Probably, I mean, he's kept his composure pretty strong for 2 rounds, and he's never been in this position. This could be like the 6th, 7th big tournament, at least for the Mexican disc golf scene, and he's never been a lead card last round. All of these other guys, they've been in this position, but it's Alejandro's first time contention for the podium, and probably the nerves are starting to climb up his shoulders.
Yeah, it's also, I think, a situation where, you know, not only that, but you're on film. You know that you're going to be maybe commentated, and so that adds a little bit of pressure as well as we get to hole 6, a par 4 at 464 feet. The drone shot's kind of showing you the more aggressive shot here, whereas this is the more standard route if you just want to, you know, play it safe, keep it centered, and play for birdie. So it's a risk versus reward. Do you want to try to go big over to the left-hand side for eagle, or do you just want to play it smart, get your birdie, and move on?
We saw Paige play it smart, go through the middle in the first round. That's how you play the hole. But there's some people here that are teased to go for the eagle. See how they react this time.
Well, this disc is teasing the OB.
Oh, that's lucky.
Stay in, though. Yeah, that's really fortunate because the angle it was on when it left his hand looked like he was destined for out of bounds. This is a much safer shot here from Alejandro. Good choice.
That's how you play for the birdie right there. Good job from Alejandro.
Juan might be looking to go big here. He did eagle it the last round.
Yeah, if he did eagle it last round, I don't see why he would choose any different result. And he puts him in the same position pretty much at second round.
Yeah, he hit a very lengthy jump putt from a similar area. Diego gets them pop on that for sure, but just pulls it a little right.
Nope, not finding the line, definitely. And if someone is going to play it for birdie with avoiding any risk, is this man right here. He keeps himself really close to that OB line. He would like to be far right so he can have a line. Let's see how he performs from there.
Diego trying to play the big swinging hyzer, but catches a tree on his way to the green. Alejandro trying to swing a hyzer around this tree.
That's deep.
Yeah, it is going to find the out of bounds. Yeah, you don't really see that OB come into play, or at least we haven't in previous rounds.
I didn't even remember there was an OB line there. And I think I put those flags, and I didn't remember.
He puts himself on the hillside. It's going to be a scary putt, though.
Actually, no. It was Danny who set up those flags, now that I remember.
So it's Danny's fault is what you're telling me. That's all you need. That's all you need to say. Okay, thank you. That's a great upshot there. Here it is. Juan, chance to try to go eagle on hole 6.
Pretty much same distance. Oh, but
he needed a little more meat with those potatoes. And that is a nasty roll away as well. It's not even really that much shorter of a putt.
Was just in the middle between a full run and a layup, and now he has this for birdie, and now he has that for par.
Smart from Diego. Doesn't want to mess with that. Can't blame him. A lot of golf to be played. That's a good, solid layup as well.
That's what this hill would do to you. It doesn't look oh wow. Doesn't look too challenging in video, but once you're there, it cripples you up. You don't know what to do. There you go, Juan.
At least able to salvage par and keep himself in the mix. Again, still just kind of one stroke behind the pack right now as far as who's in the lead. Because René will grab himself a par. Like we're going to be seeing plenty of those. So we do see a birdie from Josh.
They need to. You first, please. You first.
So here we go. Hole 7, 410-foot par 3. You can kind of see the overview of the hole here. It is pretty downhill, so definitely an attainable distance for a lot of these players to give themselves a birdie putt.
I think the best shot we've seen so far connected on this hole was Shoe. I think it was second round. Let's see if one of these guys out of our lead card connects that pure line, because it's there. It's definitely there.
Yeah, it really requires kind of the perfect turnover that fights out at just the right time. You can't have it stall too early, like this one's looking like it's going to, but you also can't turn and burn it.
I can tell you something about my brother. He bought that disc before the round started, and we advised him not to use new discs, and he did. After that shot, let's see Diego's.
This might be it.
If he gets stopped by those limbs, that's oh yeah, that looks in the circle. These
It does.
circle. Yeah, after that shot, my cousin, which is in the ground, he confiscated the new discs from him.
René trying to roller here, but unfortunately just had to pull a little over to the right, and so that's going to be out of bounds. And yeah, I would not advise trying to throw brand new plastic in a tournament round. Probably not the best idea. Because that was ripped.
That was good. And Alejandro knows that.
René throwing 3. Able to get out there to limit the damage perhaps and grab bogey.
Come on, Joshua.
That was a nice bid from where he was. Far away, tree in his way. Not much more he could do than that.
Looked like a layup from Juan. Ooh.
Nearly. Diego a chance to increase his lead.
And
that'll do
it.
2 strokes now. It's a little high. Actually hits the flagpole.
Alejandro connects for a par. Same as Joshua. And I think this will be for bogey?
You are
Double
correct.
bogey.
Double, yeah. He missed his bogey putt. He went high.
And Diego right there was one of 2 birdies on this hole for the day.
Get into hole 8. This is a pretty much pure straight shot. 310 feet. There's going to be OB on the left here. Obviously, you got this net and this tree. Got a hazard and OB green on the right-hand side as well. So it's a pretty tight green to try to navigate to give yourself a birdie putt and avoid any penalty.
It's almost like you want to crash into the canopy of that tree right there.
I feel like what you often see is people kind of hitting that net, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Definitely can still par from there. Is that maybe right on the edge of the grass?
It's
in the
right in
sand,
the edge.
but likely hazard.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was not a fast decision.
That's kind of a common landing area, I feel like, on this hole.
That looks like the right angle, right strength, just a little bit right, but he keeps himself safe, which is important on this hole.
Yeah, it skips over the hazard. Like you said, safety first.
Not liking it, apparently.
Don't know why. It's not a terrible shot.
Well, I never know what one's reactions right there.
Maybe he thought I was going to fade out more than it did.
Mhm.
Either way, it looks like he's right near edge of circle 1 for birdie.
Looks like a Captain Air from René. Oh,
Just over the hazard.
good shot, René.
Yeah, as you were telling me, this is at quite elevation. So because of that, you know, the discs do fly a little more stable than maybe you're used to seeing.
That took us a
As-
while to decide. They called me as a tournament director, and I told them, hey, guys, make your call. And they called him out of bounds.
It was very close, but I think that was the right call in the end. It's always tough when you don't have a painted line to really exactly call it, but in that situation, it seemed pretty clear. That's a great putt from Alejandro. That will give him the lead. Or at least a share of it, depending on how this putt goes.
That was clutch. Pretty sure it's Diego's keeping the lead after this putt.
Yeah, I'm bad at math. It's fine. We can move on. That's why you should never do math as a commentator. It's a hard and fast rule that I should have followed.
Oh,
so we are going to see a nice birdie there from Juan, yeah.
Coach on.
Of course, Juan being your brother, we did mention that in the first round. I'll mention it again. He's been playing really consistent. We get into our final hole of the front nine, 306-foot par 3. Again, about as dead straight as it gets. Just need to make sure you avoid the OB left as well as the OB right with that green and hazard also in play on the right-hand side of the fairway.
Here we see Joshua with what looks to be a slow disc. Probably he's going right at the middle of it. And that's what
That's
what it looks
pretty.
like. Yep.
Yep, that's exactly what you want.
Oh, go in?
Oh! One of the
That's a
closer
good
ace runs we've seen all tournament on coverage, honestly.
Mhm.
Not a bad shot here either.
Wow. Good job.
Even
Alejandro.
better. Yeah, that's CTP right there. See if it holds. This looks like a new disc as well from Juan. I hadn't seen this one before.
This is an EMAC Truth that I found here at Emporia, and I gave it to him. I don't remember even when.
Well, he just juiced it.
It looked pretty all the way, but OB.
Oh, man. Juiced it too much. That's actually OB deep.
And look at
Diego
this.
playing the nice slow turnover.
That was exactly as in round one. Just hit the green, flat, slide in.
Yeah, that was really well done. Needs to spike in and dig. That's good.
I think the people called it safe, yes. This is René after giving himself a meter for the birdie. Fades out.
Juan trying to save par after going OB off the tee. Draws metal, but not the chains. So that's going to be a bogey. Take him a couple of strokes off the lead.
I'll start to separate him from Diego. And this is for birdie for Alejandro. There you go, Alejandro.
Indeed. Diego, though, also parked, so will likely maintain the one-stroke lead as we head into the back nine. See the rest of the car kind of clean up.
Temporarily tied for the lead. Exciting to see. We have the story of the local and Diego, who's coming from Huntington Beach with lots more of experience in tournaments than Alejandro. So it's a good story for the people that are there.
Absolutely. Gonna wrap up our front nine here, the final round. As you can see, things are pretty tight, and so it should be a fun battle down the final stretch here at Cocoyoc. I am Dustin, and with me has been Fabián. Hope that you'll follow, subscribe, so you can catch the conclusion of the biggest tournament thus far in Mexico. See you soon.